All right, so I've heard of fish out of water stories before, but this is taking that idea just a little bit too far, if you know what I mean. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and yeah, this is another one. If you guys don't know, AMC is doing Studio Ghibli Fest all throughout the year, and so they've been releasing like some of Studio Ghibli's most famous films. And you guys already saw me cover one of them, which was My Neighbor Totoro, but we're back with another one, and this one is Ponyo. This is, of course, written and directed by the legendary Hayaomiyazaki, and I saw the English dub version, which has Noahcyrus, Franklin Jonas, Tina Fey, Betty White, Cate Blanchett, Matt Damon, and Liam Neeson in the English dub cast. And of course, this tells the story of Ponyo, who is a fish who ends up stumbling onto the shore where a little boy named Sasuke ends up taking her in and trying to basically take care of her to the best of his abilities. And over time, they do like start slowly but surely becoming friends. But Ponyo's father, Fujimoto, doesn't like the fact that his daughter is hanging out with people out of the sea. So are Ponyo and Sasuke going to remain friends going forward? We shall see. So so a bit of background for my knowledge of this movie, because I had heard of this movie, and also just for reference, this movie came out all the way back in 2008. So it's not too, I wouldn't say, like, I was going to say it's not too terribly old, but it's going to be 20 years old in just a couple of years. But like in my early trips to Disney World in Orlando, I would sometimes see Ponyo as like one of the DVDs that you can buy in some of the stores. And I think even back then I knew that Ponyo wasn't a Disney film. I knew it was like a different studio's film. So I had the thought in my mind, like, why are they able to sell this movie? And in doing my research for this movie, just to see who was in the cast, I discovered that Disney actually got the rights to distribute the English dub version of this film, hence why you were able to buy it from Disney. And it also helped in the fact that John Lasseter, who was a major name in Disney and in Pixar, he was on the team that helped out with the English dub. So that just makes all the sense in the world. But out of the three Ghibli movies that I have seen, which are Boy and the Heron, and yes, I am going to review Boy and the Heron when that comes out, because the Boy and the Heron is just really, really interesting, and I do want to talk about it. Of course, My Neighbor Totoro, and then this one definitely feels the most geared towards kids. Like with Boy and the Heron, and to some extent My Neighbor Totoro, it's like, yes, kids can watch it, but I feel like adults can pick up a lot more of what's going on in the story than, say, kids do. Whereas, like, in this movie, it's a pretty simple story. It's just like two kids just, wanting to, become friends. Like, that's pretty much the story that's going on in this movie. But of course, they come from two different walks of life completely. Um, and I just think that that is like it is a very simple story, and I have said to a couple of people that I think, and this is just the way that my mindset works with movies, is that movies have like a two scale range to them where it comes to like story and visuals, where you can have like a really complex story, but if you have simple visuals to explain what is going on, then I think that really works for audiences. But if you have a really simple story, you just crank the visuals up to 10, and people are so taken aback by what's on the screen that you don't really necessarily need to pay attention to the story, even though like the story is the driving factor of all movies. But you don't really necessarily need to pay attention to it because you generally know what the beats are going to be. Take, for instance, the Avatar movies. They're very simple stories, but the visuals in those stories are very, very unique and very creative. And this, I think, for this film specifically, Ponyo, I think that kind of works to a T here because, I mean, once again, animation is absolutely brilliant. The visuals in this are so, so good. Like when Ponyo's mother is like coming across the ocean and all the ship captains see her coming, like she is radiating so much light that it lights up the entire boat, and it goes from like very much desaturated color to just bright color, and that's an absolutely amazing effect. And it does that with all of the ships that are like stopped against this big wave of water. The visual of all the fish in like the road when the roads are flooded because of the big storm that happened, that is also a really cool visual. Just seeing the city underwater is also a really good visual. Um, and there's not necessarily a bad guy in this movie. Like Fujimoto, you could see as a bad guy, but he's really just a father just trying to protect his daughter and trying to have her best interests at heart, but she wants to go down a completely different path, and he's struggling to accept that. It's not until he has a conversation with Ponyo's mom that he, eventually comes around and decides, you know what, if that's what she wants, then that is what she wants. And I will say, another thing that really makes this movie like really, really good and stand out is the score by Joe Hisaishi. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. This score is absolutely magical. Like, it really captures the core of what makes, I think, so many Disney scores so amazing, is that they capture whimsy, they capture adventure, and they capture heart and soul and spirit. Like, the score is just absolutely amazing, and it really carries a lot of the emotional scenes. Like, they were already emotional, but that score is that extra cherry on top of the sundae that makes it even better. Um, and so I was really taken aback by this because, like I said earlier on, like I always associated Ghibli with, thought-provoking animation films that both adults and kids can watch. But this is more, like I said, more geared towards kids, but it still can pack an emotional punch for adults. So it's this different slice of the Studio Ghibli pie that I didn't know was there, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And it's an absolutely amazing film. Like, if you have not had the chance to check out Ponyo, I highly recommend that you do, because amazing performances from everyone in the cast, especially in the English dub that I watched. But I'm pretty sure the original version had some stellar performances as well. Amazing visuals and animation, uh, and an absolutely amazing score as well. Like, it's absolutely amazing, and I think this is probably Ghibli taking a lot of stuff that, what made those old school Disney films work so well. They brought it over to this, and it absolutely um, it shines absolutely incredibly so. And again, if you've not checked out Ponyo, I highly recommend that you do. But that is it for my review of Ponyo. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this movie, and what are your first memories of this movie, because mine were certainly in an unconventional sense. But that is going to be it for me, guys. Be safe out there, and remember, if you think that your home is going to be flooded at any time when like a storm passes by, I would suggest just taking a vacation somewhere for a couple days, and hopefully the water kind of recedes from your home, and hope that your house doesn't get damaged in the process. Uh, yeah. And I'll see you guys next time.